The response, please share. This could help. This is just coming in.
Exactly. When you have a protected reader,
that goes to say a lot about the training of the card readers by INEC.
That's what I'm trying to say. That's an indicator that INEC should be actually looking at, where the polling officers properly trained. And from our own perspective, what you just read now is called an inherent risk. You see, an inherent risk is the risk that something will go wrong, not because it failed, or not because you were not in control. There is that possibility, that percentage, that things could go wrong inherently under risk analysis. So we're looking at a situation where the card reader there will actually be marked off as not working, not because it wasn't working, and not because the woman doesn't know how to operate it, but because from some oversight, that small film had not been taken off it, being brand new. So these small things will actually happen. But then that little spot on the little black spot,
just like buying a new car,
exactly.
And you have the letters still on the seats,
exactly.
And then when you sit in and then you're slipping off,
exactly.
And then someone has to tell you, get those letters off, just so when you sit, you're actually sitting off.
So these are what we can call the sitting problems with the using of the PVCs. You could hear people who have never actually been exposed to this kind of thing having to go wash their hands first. Probably if we had a situation where we were used to doing forensics in police stations, when you commit an offense, they take your fingerprints. You wouldn't have seen people going to the polls not knowing that your hands have to be clean. So if your fingerprints are not the exact impression of what you registered with, the machine has been programmed, it won't take it.
Well, in addition to that, because another one just dropped, and Ayo is from Ayo Oged. He said, well, so I don't know if you can see this on time, but if you do, tell prospective voters not to rub their hands with cream, pomade, or grease. And if they have, they should clean it with methylated spirit. We did it in my unit at Obaile Housing Estate in Akure, and it worked. Obaile Housing Estate in Akure, and it worked like magic, especially for those initially rejected.
Outside this studio, just rush to all these places and sell spirit.
So buy methylated spirit for the next election.
Probably we could infer now, this is my opinion, that the first lady or the first couple were using some very wonderful designer hand lotions.
Oh no, we don't have information about that.
Well, anyway,
it's just a light what I'm just inferring.
So
this is what I call discursive inference.
Well, anyway, let's go to Loretta and see what she has for us, since we have been collating information as well as feeds from our correspondents across the country. Loretta, pretty soon it will be noon, just 7 minutes before noon. Where you are at the moment, tell us the situation of things. If you can hear me, I'm having a bit of feedback from you. If you can hear me, tell me where exactly you are at the moment and what the situation is like.
Well, you can hear them.
Trying to get set as soon as she can get to here. Also, we'll go to her. Loretta, she's right there. I'm sure she's somewhere in Lagos, southwest of Nigeria, to give us update on this particular election. By the way, Emana Amawe, she's been reporting from the Alimosho axis, telling us what exactly is happening around Abison, around the estate in that neighborhood. At the time she last sent in, an update, she said, in some places the INEC officials have arrived. In some other places, at that time, at about past 9 o'clock, they're yet to see any of the officials in sight. And we do hope that, the situation of things, as we move, will improve more than what we're experiencing at the moment. By the way, earlier on, we spoke with a couple of observers from our Abuja studios telling us on the situation of things. We spoke with Tunji Lardner, and everyone, even President Muluzi, is about keeping faith and having a bit of patience, as the president has highlighted, knowing full well that there just might be some hiccup with some of these card readers. Specifically, if you look at what we just got here, I'd like to share this. Is from Kingsley Osubo, and he's saying up till now, that is at 11:28 when this message dropped here, we have not seen the INEC official in Uvie in Warri, that is Delta State, and he said he's gone back home to watch Channel Television. Well, Kingsley, if you're watching, you have to go back. You heard what Ayo shared with us. Well, do a proper, cleaning of your hand, and if you get there, try to see if the protective film is still on the lens of this particular card reader. You just might be doing your community a big good there in that regard. Back to you now, because I doubt if Loretta is set for us now. You were saying something concerning the process, Captain Omar.
Yes. When you look at the process we are actually entering into, you can see that we are leaving one to enter one. We are looking at polling solutions.
Sorry again, live feeds of Loretta popping up, and I'm quite sure she's ready to go this time. Loretta, well, pretty soon I should be saying good afternoon, but it's still just 4 minutes away from noon. Tell us a situation of things where you are at the moment.
There was a long queue.
Okay, I'm standing
here. The voters had arrived about 8 o'clock, but never got verified, or our friend said until past 9. That was when the INEC staff came. And when they started the verification, there were minor issues. Though it's being rectified now, you can see behind me. I think the line is moving on slowly. What happened was with the card reader, when anybody gets to the card reader and places their thumb on the card reader, it says verification failed. And so the INEC staff would either tell you to go and wash your hands, clean up on the towel, and then come back. They tell you to thumb print, or you use the forefinger or the small finger. These are the three fingers that are used to verify if you are the authentic owner of the PVC. And the issue is that it takes about 5, 6, 7 minutes, for one person to be verified. And in this particular polling unit, the number of registered voters here is about 865. And the verification is just going gradually and slowly. And after using the card reader, you still go back to the manual process, which is the hard copy of the voter list, and to find out if your name is there and your pictures. Some minutes ago, though, because it was a big conference, so one of the senior INEC staff came in and said the line should be divided, and the people, didn't like that because they had been on the line for so many hours. As it is now, being told that after verification, what they do is that if they do not find, if your finger cannot be read by the card reader, you're told to fill a particular form, and if you can see, the form is just here. It is called the Voters Information and Statistics Form. You're told to fill this form to say that your fingerprint was not read by the card reader, and you are still told to proceed, with your voting when voting begins. This is just for them to have a copy and an information about you. And that has been working so far. I think just one person has done that. And with the arrangement already, the situation has calmed down, and the people are already going on with their exercise.
Well, I would like to thank you so very much, Loretta. We'll get back to you then. And a pretty smart INEC official there, snatching back that forms from you, because it has some information, I'm quite sure, of someone who's filled the incident form. Loretta Choga speaking there somewhere in the heart of Lagos. Basically, this is a moment we've all been waiting for, and of course, as earlier highlighted, you also can be part of this particular program by letting us in on what exactly is happening, because our social platforms, social media platforms are up there for you. We have the Twitter, we have the email, as well as YouTube, which is youtube.com/channelsweb for you to do all of that. And also you can watch us from any part of the world, m.channelstv.com to view us live. We'll be taking a moment now, and when we return, well, by the way, well, GT, when you stop to see GT, when we come back, he's gone for his accreditation, because, well, and he will be back. That's what he's promised us. He'll be back.
The taste of the pudding
is in the cooking. So let's go ahead and have a taste. We'll be right back. Stay with us.